Graham, first of all, any news from the training ground injury-wise, absentees for Saturday at all?
No problems from the weekend. Boys have trained well this week. We're still without Dan and Joel, Tariq and Danny, but no fresh problems from the weekend.
How pleased were you to get the season off to a winning start?
Yeah, I mean, of course, we said before the game it would be nice to hit the ground running, nice to get 3 points. That's all it is. It's only 3 points, but it's. I think it was important for us. For lots of reasons, as I said after the game, we had a relatively disrupted pre-season, and then to go a goal down with fans in the stadium so early, to see that period out, and then to come back and come from behind in the Premier League is not easy to do. So really pleased with the character, the spirit of the players, and yeah, it's a great start for us. But as I said, that's all it is, and we have to go again at the weekend.
Talking of fans, Graham, we all know what the Amex is like when it's full and rocking. Do you have like an extra special anticipation ahead of Saturday?
Well, I think we're all looking forward to it, because we had a taster against Manchester City at the back end of the season with crowd there, and they made a fantastic atmosphere. It was an incredible evening. Obviously, it was a good game and a good result for us, which makes it better. But the fans were brilliant, and I'm sure a full house it'd be special, because we haven't been together for so long and we've been through a lot. So it'd be wonderful to see them.
And last one from me. What have you made of Watford, analysing their first match, and also just talking about the promoted sides in general? What's the calibre of those three promoted sides in general this season?
I think high is the calibre. I think Watford have done really well. The coach there has done a fantastic job. Came in when the club won necessarily a good moment in the Championship, and has looked like galvanised and got them together, and fantastic to achieve promotion. They've got some really talented players, and a team spirit there that it looks like they're fighting for each other and then make it difficult. So deserved win against Aston Villa, which is not easy to do. So they come with 3 points as well from the opening day. So it's going to be a tough game.
Thanks, Graham.
No problem.
Elliot, you're up next.
Hi Graham, how are you doing? You right?
Good, Elliot, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Can I just pick up on something regarding Aaron Connolly? You said after the Burnley game he wasn't involved due to personal reasons. Is he available for this game?
Yes.
Can you elaborate what those reasons might be?
No, they were personal, Elliot. So
totally understand.
But it's been resolved, and he'll be in the squad for the weekend.
Thank you very much. Very bad luck on the Friday before the Burnley game, losing Joel Veltman because he was pinged and had to go into isolation. Have you spoken to him on the phone, or just got a gist of how he's been doing? Because obviously he would have been upset and disappointed not to play.
Yeah, he would have, but he's a level-headed guy, Joel. He understands it's unfortunately part of the world we're in, and it can happen. So it's just a case of him doing his time, and then we'll look forward to seeing him when he's ready.
Obviously, we're all looking forward to a full Amex for the first time, since early 2020. Are you slightly worried or concerned about, from a transmission point of view, because you're going to have 30,000 in the stadium? There's more fan interaction with players. We've seen players celebrating goals with fans. More interaction. Are you concerned at all about the safety of the coaching staff and players regarding possible increased transmission of COVID?
No, I don't think I have those concerns, to be honest. I trust that everything will be done that is possible to be done in terms of keeping everybody safe. I trust the club. I trust the protocols that will be in place. And it's part of the next step of us hopefully trying to get through this situation back to normality, or as close to normality as it can be. So I haven't had any concerns.
And how important is it that players are vaccinated?
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, for many reasons. I think that's the sensible thing to do. I have first-hand experience of a family member that wasn't vaccinated and unfortunately lost their lives with the illness. So it's something that I would encourage, of course, and it's important for everybody to consider with their own situation what to do.
Thanks very much, Graham.
Hi, Graham, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Ian.
Hi,
Yourself?
Graham, how are you?
Fire away.
Hello?
Fire away.
All right. How are you doing? All right?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Yes, good. Yeah, important to win on the opening day, isn't it? But you win at Burnley. I mean, it takes the pressure off straight away, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it's the pressure's always there, Ian. That's the nature of the business. And you're only it's 3 points, like I said. But we can't, on the one hand, say it'd be nice to get off to a winning start, and then say, yeah, it's not that nice. Of course, it is. 3 points is always important in the Premier League. And like I said, the manner we did it, we had a bit of luck. We played well, scored 2 good goals, came back from 1-0 down in a hostile environment. Turf Moor's never easy to play there. So we're delighted with the 3 points, and we know we need to improve. We know we can get better, but early days, we have to start again against Watford, who'll provide a different test, but an equally tough test. But we're looking forward to it.
I think it's fair to put it that you didn't get the results at home last season that maybe you deserved. I think that's probably a fair way to put it. Do you think with fans back, that will help you?
Well, we hope so. I mean, the truth is, Ian, if you don't score more than the opponent, you don't deserve to win in football. That's the reality. We've performed well, and we performed. Did a lot of things well within the performance, but not enough to get the 3 points. But that's the challenge of the Premier League. That's the margins of the Premier League. So we hope our supporters can make that difference. I know they can, because when they get behind us and we give them something to get behind, it's a powerful thing, and we're looking forward to that. So we hope that we can start on Saturday well, and we will be looking forward to it.
I think for most of the last season, most people thought if you were going to lose one player to Arsenal, it might be Yves Bissouma, but it was obviously Ben White this summer. You're well placed then to know about transfer sagas, because I think I must have asked you 20 times last year about Bissouma moving to Arsenal.
At least 20, Ian, no?
Maybe more, yeah. do you look at some of the sagas that are going on now, like the Harry Kane one, and think, oh yeah, I know exactly what Nuno will be going through, or Daniel Lee will be going through right now. I had that all of last year with my player.
Well, I just think it's part of, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever way you want to look at it, it's part of the game, it's part of football. Media, journalists, agents can, make out that it's the truth and it's not the truth. And there's always degrees of fantasy, but that's what it makes it interesting, I suppose, especially when the transfer window's open. You feel for the supporters a little bit, because they're reading things and you're thinking it's the truth, or somebody said this but they haven't, and somebody's linked with this player but they're not, and they never have been. So it's a little bit unfair on them. But from our perspective, all we do is say, look, we can only comment on players that are our players. We don't comment on players that we're linked with you guys. I can't control whether you think that Yves Bissouma is going to go to Arsenal or not. I can't control that. It's your opinion. And then we just get on with it.
I don't think he's going now, don't worry. I mean, but it'd be more fun if you did comment on all the players. It'd be more fun if I turned up and said you've been linked with, Bernardo Silva, and you actually, told me yes or no and gave me chapter and verse on it.
Yeah, it'd be more fun for you, yeah, of course, but not so much for me. Keep trying, though. Keep trying if you want. It'll be boring, but keep trying.
I just want to ask you one last thing. Obviously, Watford played really well last week, won 3-2. And there have been a lot of goals. I think last weekend was the weekend where there had been the second most goals on the opening weekend of a Premier League season. We saw a lot of goals through Project Restart and the beginning of last season as well. Why do you think that is? Why do you think attacking football now in the Premier League is being rewarded with so many goals in games across the board? So hard to keep clean sheets.
Well, I think at the start of the season, I think it was a little bit like that, wasn't it? Last year, the start of the season, there was a lot of goals. Maybe teams haven't quite got their rhythm. They haven't quite at their full potential in terms of performance levels, and therefore mistakes more happen, and mistakes often result in goals, especially at this level, because of the attacking players that are on the pitch. I think the crowd will play a role as well in terms of it's another factor that you have to deal with, that we have to get used to again. And maybe as we get used to that, things will calm down a little bit more. But it's also the fact that there's good players, positive play, intensity, which creates goal chances, which creates goals.
Cheers, Graham. Good to see you again, and I'll let Johnny ask you about Yves Bissouma now.
No problem. I look forward to that.
I won't bother with Yves Bissouma. One player that you have admitted that has been interesting, Graham, from abroad is Percy Tau. Is there any update on his situation at the club?
Nothing really to report, Johnny, at the moment, but there has been interest, but nothing further to announce.
Okay, lovely. In terms of Watford, they've signed a Turkish international midfielder today. They've, I think, 9 in total over the summer. How strong do you see this Watford squad coming into, newly promoted Watford coming into the Premier League season?
Yeah, very strong. I mean, they're newly promoted, but it wasn't so long back that they're in the FA Cup final, finishing in a good position in the Premier League. So it's not like we're facing a club that isn't used to this level at all, and they've got some high quality players. And like I said, they've done a fantastic job gaining promotion on the first of asking, and how they've done it. They've done it with an identity. I think they've got a clarity of how they're playing, which suits the players they have. So they've done it really well, and they'll be a tough opposition for us.
I know you've talked a lot about the fans coming back, and we experienced the Manchester City game, but what are you hoping that your team can harness from an Amex crowd across the season, at good moments in games, but also in bad moments in games as well?
Yeah, I've always said that the most important relationship at a football club is the one between the supporters and the players. We've missed that, of course, and we've been trying to develop a playing style and a team that the supporters can be proud of, that they can get behind. It's not going to be perfect all season. I'd be lying if I said it was going to be that way. There's going to be moments where we're going to need our supporters, we're going to need our support. But the aim is to try and play in a way that gets them interested, gets them engaged in the game, proud of their team, excited about coming to the match, because the one thing we've learned from life over the last 18 months is it's short, it's fragile, and we need to appreciate the special things in life, which is football, which is coming to the game with your friends, with your family, getting behind your team, creating some memories hopefully, and making it a positive experience.
Last season, for the home games, you slightly changed your routine slightly in terms of the squad meeting up before. Is that something you're going to continue to do this season, or was it just a sort of wonderful, it worked quite well, so you're going to stick with it?
No, I think it's something that we'll look to continue. It's nice to be together the day before a game, and it gives you sort of time to have some meetings, arrive to the game a little bit later, not be hanging around the ground so much. So there's some positives to it.
And is there anything you're doing differently this season that you've maybe introduced for this campaign in terms of build-up preparation?
It's just a beard, Johnny, I think, at the moment. Just a beard.
Yeah. Well, I've told you I like that, so that's working quite well, as well as your own clobber. So
nothing else.
Brilliant. All right.